For centuries, the Sahara Desert looked eternal, an ocean of sand covering North Africa, seemingly locked in a state of permanent hostility. Temperatures climb high enough to kill. Rain rarely falls. Wind erases footprints within minutes. Because of the absolute lack of water and relentless heat, early civilizations feared crossing this expanse. It acted as an impassable barrier dividing a continent. From space, the region appears completely static and lifeless. Humanity naturally assumed it was a permanent feature of the planet, existing in this state for as long as humans have lived. That assumption held until the 19th century. Explorers crossing Egypt began uncovering geological anomalies that directly contradicted the idea of a permanent desert. Humanity's intuition about geological permanence created a massive blind spot. The sand was actively hiding a history that the early explorers were only beginning to uncover. In a location now called Wadi al-Hitan, researchers found massive intact skeletons of ancient marine mammals buried directly beneath the dry desert floor. These specific fossils preserved entire spinal columns, and some still carried the remnants of hind legs. They documented an evolutionary transition from land-dwelling mammals back into the sea. Geologists reconstructed a solution to the mystery. 40 million years ago, a shallow tropical sea covered much of North Africa. Over immense spans of time, tectonic shifts caused the waters to retreat, and the seafloor hardened into dry land. Researchers initially accepted this as a slow, gradual transition taking place over millions of years. It was a predictable model of planetary change. While the ancient ocean theory was extraordinary, it provided a sense of predictability that blinded scientists to a much more recent and rapid transformation. In the 20th century, ground-penetrating radar looked beneath the dunes. By dissolving top layers of sand, satellites revealed expansive ghost rivers scarring the bedrock. Biologists unearthing pollen deposits, fish bones, and the remains of massive aquatic predators confirmed these river systems supported complex, thriving ecosystems. Human populations lived in this lush environment. Anthropologists found ancient rock paintings documenting their surroundings, showing giraffes, cattle, and people swimming in deep water. This period, known as the African Humid Period, proved the region did not require millions of years of geological time to form its deserts. The transition from a green ecosystem to a hyper-arid wasteland occurred with startling speed. In geological terms, the change took only millennia, and in some regions just a few centuries. The trigger for this rapid flip begins in space. Earth's axis undergoes a subtle, cyclical wobble, periodically shifting how solar energy distributes across the northern hemisphere over thousands of years. A slight increase in solar energy acts as a catalyst, pulling monsoon rainfalls further north into Africa. Vegetation spreads, darkening the land surface, absorbing more heat, and drawing in an even larger surge of rainfall. Eventually, the orbital wobble shifts back, rainfall drops, vegetation dies, and exposed sand reflects sunlight back into space. This cooling temperature suppresses the remaining monsoons, snapping the entire continent back into a desert. This is a tipping point, a threshold where a small environmental change triggers a self-accelerating reorganization of an entire system. The Sahara proves that climate systems do not smoothly drift between states, they flip. Ecosystems can collapse before the transition is even fully recognized. This climate flip fragmented early human civilizations. The rapid desertification severed a green corridor, isolating populations and erasing established migration pathways across the continent. Today, modern civilization in the region survives largely by mining the fossil water trapped underground tens of thousands of years ago during the last wet cycle. Lingering physical ghosts of this era still dot the landscape. Isolated oases and the ancient shorelines of Mega Lake Chad still scar the desert geology. Geography is dynamic. A lush landscape can decay into dust in a fraction of the time human intuition allows. Climate scientists study the Sahara today because its past behavior models the unpredictable, threshold-crossing behavior of modern planetary systems. Mountains, coastlines, and forests are not eternal. The world we call normal is a temporary climate phase we happen to inherit.